Hello, thank you for joining us on this episode of Sports Bets for Free. My name's Scott Jenkins, your host. Just a local sports bettor here in Phoenix, Arizona, and hopefully today with our bets and your bets, it's going to be another profitable day for you. Happy 4th of July to everybody out there. Let's take a moment. All right, another year passed, another 4th of July, another full day of baseball on this Friday, July 4th. If you got a chance to watch Thursday's games, what was up with the Cubs and the Guardians in that one? Pitching matchup said, handicap-wise, there should be 10-plus runs scored, and we don't get, they go scoreless through 9. The Guardians' offense couldn't even hit Cade Horton. They hit Shohei, they hit Shota the game before with a couple solo shots, but you can't hit Cade Horton. You can't. That wasn't Cade Horton's best game. That was all Guardians offense. Let's be honest here on that one. Then the Cubs, on the other hand, what the hell was that display? Ridiculous. The only game that went true to form was the Royals and Mariners going under 3-2-1 in that one. So that was one of the easiest covers of the day. The early games we told you were traps, and basically, the Rockies end up beating the Stros. The Marlins win 4-1 in a snoozer to start the day off. The action was definitely in the nighttime stuff. But anyway, that was July 3rd. We're on July 4th. Bigger and better things is we've got a full slate day of baseball starting early as well. So let's get you into this mess. First of all, if you're new to our show, welcome. Secondly, we do fade or follow 4 teams: Cubs, Dodgers, Royals, and Orioles. That's where we put all of our personal bets at. We will give you those. Plus, we're going to give you all the plays throughout the lineup or the whole card as well. Even on games we necessarily don't love, I understand. You know, there's a lot of people out there that they're a fan of this team or that team, or, hate this team, so they want to play in those games. So we're going to give you some options in those as well. Let's get started. 11:05 a.m. Eastern time. So early game. That game starts at a little after 8 in the morning out here, Phoenix and Pacific time. Red Sox at the Nationals. Nationals big win against the Tigers. Smacking the ball, scored a bunch of runs. James Wood. If you don't know who James Wood is, folks, I might recommend you watch this game a little bit here and watch some James Wood at bats. This kid, if he stays healthy, he's definitely a future MVP candidate. He's got power all over the place, takes a ton of walks, gets on base. He's a hell of a ball player. Left-handed stroke. A lot to like there. Soroka versus Giolito in this one. So with every other game pretty much so far this season, if it's an early morning game, I think this has a lot to do with the guys are just not ready to play at this hour. They're used to day baseball, but not before noon Eastern time, right? Same thing on Sundays. We get that early game that's right around noon, and that game's always low scoring as well. Even with Giolito and Soroka on the mound here, totals at 8.5. Both these offenses can hit the snooze button a little bit too. Both offenses have the ability to score 2 touchdowns, but they do fall asleep as well. Total in this one at 8.5, and I honestly think just because of the time slot more than anything else, this is probably this game goes under. It's basically a coin flip game as well for the most part here. So under 4.5 runs first 5 innings, under 8.5 for the game is probably the 2 easiest ways to play this particular game. It should be a tight one though, so if you want to take the Nationals plus 1.5 on the run line or plus a half first 5, don't blame you either. But I don't think we're going to see a lot of scoring in this opening act. Next game up, we get to the 1:05 Eastern time frame games. There's only one at that time. So how about Reds and Phillies? Now, this one might be the most interesting pitching matchup of the day. Andrew Abbott, who's pitched really well for the Reds against Jesus Luzardo. Now, Luzardo's had several great starts and several, oh my God, he just gave up a touchdown starts as well. Phillies are about $1.60 favorite here, total 8.5. We expect Abbott to pitch well. The problem is not in this game is what happens after Abbott when it comes to the Reds. Their bullpen, definitely in the bottom half of the league on that red side. Phillies, you just don't know what you're going to get from Luzardo, right? So, easiest way to play this one is just to play a first 5 innings at the Reds plus a half a run from 5 and just be done with the game. But I understand not everybody's going to want to do that, right? So, I like the Reds in the first half of this game, but I like the Phillies late. I think this thing's relatively close through the first 5 innings. I don't think Luzardo blows up today. I think Abbott pitches decently. And then the bullpens, once they get in there, definitely advantage Phillies here, even though the Phillies bullpen I wouldn't call like the best in the league, right? But much better than what the Reds have to offer. I don't like the run line here for the Phillies, so don't ask me about that because, it's $1.60 favorite. I don't want to play that because it's $1.60. Money lines are money lines. It happens. Phillies are one of the best home teams. They probably figure out how to win this one here late, but I do like the Reds plus a half run from 5 early with Abbott pitching. Next game up, Cardinals and the Cubs. Mikolas versus Colin Ray. So the Cubs, after scoring 1 run in 10 innings against the Guards, they sweep the Guards because the Guardians can't score. Now, here's the thing with the Cardinals. They can, as they're reflected in the total here at 10. Cubs are about $1.60 favorite here. They should be. Cardinals coming off, they little bit of ups and downs, right? They get hot for a minute. They get cold for a minute. They seem to get swept or sweep more than anybody I've seen, but like the Cubs a lot in this particular spot. Let's give you all the plays we got here for this Cubs game. Cubs money line minus 1.5, 2.5, 3.5 on the run line. Cubs over 4.5 team total. I understand at a lot of places they might show 5.5. 4.5's available on alternate team total. I'd much rather play them for 5 runs than I would the minimum of 6. Cubs minus a half a run, first 3, first 5, first 7 innings. PCA has had tremendous success against Mikolas and Tucker. Same 5 bets apiece. Home run, double, over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs, 2+ total bases, 3+ total bases, and that's it. There you go. That would be it. Next game up, Yankees and the Mets. What we got Mets are home. Toss-up game here. Stroman pitching for the Yankees, and the Mets pitcher to be named later. What's going on with I understand the Yanks losing the game. Okay, that's understandable, but man, what the hell? Even Clark Schmidt can't good out against Toronto. Here's the, this is the, sorry Yankees fans, but it is absolutely hilarious that the Yankees are not in first place in the AL East right now. After losing that game to Toronto. I'm sorry, Yankees fans. I know how passionate you are about your team, but it is freaking hilarious, right? For the rest of the league that have seen the Yankees win all these championships, and even when they're not that great, they somehow win the division every year. It's funny. I'm not to say they won't win this division, but I don't even think the Blue Jays are the best team in that division. I think if you really watch out, the Rays might be the ticket, right? And here's the beauty part of this one. Stroman's going, and they're still like almost a coin toss in this game. I know the Mets don't have a starter announced, but how the hell are the Yankees a coin flip in this with Marcus Stroman on the mound? You got to be kidding me. Like, even if the Mets pitch Blackburn or a bullpen game, they should still be favored here. It's Stroman, for Christ's sake, and the Yankees are cold as hell. The Mets haven't been playing that much better, but they did play a lot tougher team. They played a really good team in the Brewers, I think, too, but over this last series. But I don't know how you get away from the Mets here. Mets money line, first 5. Mets money line for the game, as it's a complete fade of the Yankees as they continue to spiral a little bit. When they score runs, the pitching's god-awful. When the pitching's good, they don't score anything, right? So that's kind of how the Yankees stretch has been running here for a while. In that one there. And that game at 3:10 Eastern time. Next game up. Pittsburgh and Seattle at 4:10 Eastern time. And this game's currently not on the board because no starting pitcher announced yet for the Pittsburgh side of things. Woo going for the Mariners. Woo in the Mariners laid down against the Royals. I don't understand. Like, I don't think the Mariners honestly are that good. I think Cole Riley's had one of those first halves that's been tremendous. Julio Rodriguez is nowhere near what he was a few years ago. They don't really. J.P. Crawford's a decent piece, but they really don't have much else throughout that lineup except Arizarena. He's been hot as of late, but Woo's pitching here. Woo's a solid pitcher. I mean, the thing is with the starting staff, they do have some pieces on the starting staff as well, but they can't. During the regular season, you need to score, and during the postseason, you need to pitch and play defense, right? And the problem is getting there. I don't know if they have enough firepower to get home in this one. The way Pittsburgh's been playing, I'd probably say Pittsburgh. I'm sure they're going to be plus here, plus a half a run first five, plus 1.5 for the game, and take your chances here. But not a game we absolutely love. Obviously, it's not on the board yet, so we can't tell what's going on with it either. But definitely. I think an opportunity here with the dog and the Pittsburgh Pirates there for you as well. Next game up, we've got 340. Let's see, 340 out here. We're missing another game. I guess we are. Texas and Minnesota. No, it's on the board. My apologies. Sorry, we're having to flip back and forth, and we're like, where the hell did this game just go? Yes, so 4:10 Eastern time. We've got Rays and the Twins. Tampa Bay, thank God they're back on the road again because their road record's better than their home record as they continue to barely play above 500 at George Steinbrenner Stadium. They're going against Chris Paddock and the Twins. Zach Little in this one. This one for us is Tampa Bay. Chris Paddock, he's not that good. Now, he did only give up 3 runs against the Tigers, on Sunday, but I thought that was a light game for him, and it was Bomb City away. So, like the Rays here, Rays money line first 5 innings, Rays money line for the game. Also, Rays over their team total at 4.5. Like those. Junior Caminero I'd be looking at as well. Arnada in that game if you're looking for some hitter props as well. Next game up, 6:40 Eastern time frame. Rockers and the Rangers versus Vasquez and the Padres. So normally in San Diego, those games are pretty low scoring, right? But this one's setting up here like this thing could be 10-8. Vasquez, not that good. Normally barely gets you 5 if it gets you that. If you really let Vasquez pitch and sit back and take some pitches, he'll walk 4 guys. So the question is the Rangers can have a bunch of base runners all over the place. Rocker pitched well last time out, but most of his starts have not been anywhere near that. Total in this game at 8.5. My recommendation here is over first 5 at 4.5, over 8.5 for the game. Like I said, I don't think normally at Padres Stadium we would tell you probably more than likely it's an under in that stadium, but the pitching matchups here are definitely leaning to a bigger scoring game. And the Rangers bullpen. There is no lead safe for the Rangers throughout that game as well. So if the Padres don't get down early, don't sit there and say the Padres sold my ticket. And, oh my God, this. Don't look at it. The Rangers bullpen is really, really bad. Once you get past Rocker, if he actually pitches decently, you should have multiple opportunities to get runs home against that bullpen. Next game up. 7:07 Eastern time frame. Angels, that offense finally showed up. And Soriano pitched really well on the road again. Shocker. And the Angels with Kyle Hendricks going to Toronto against Eric Lauer in this one. The Blue Jays, obviously hot right now. They're too big a favorite here. I think $1.60 with Lauer on the mound. Okay. So the Blue Jays might win this game, but it should be close and maybe high scoring. A 7-6 game, it smells like to me in this one, but we like the Angels plus a half first 5. Angels plus 1.5 for the game. I will tell you this, the Blue Jays like to go out there swinging, and if the teams that are patient against Hendricks normally crush him. the teams that get a little overzealous against Hendricks because they see Hendricks coming in and they want to swing early and everything else, normally they struggle a little bit. They end up pulling a lot of balls because of that changeup. But do like the Angels plus a half first 5. Angels plus 1.5 for the game. Would not be surprised if this thing goes over 9.5 as well in that one there. Next game up, 7:10 Eastern Time. Tigers and Renee Olson and the Guardians and Ciccione. Guardians right now on a complete skid. They cannot score. Even when they do score 3 or 4 runs, it's not enough as they get let down by their pitching staff. This one's a toss-up here, and this one's almost hammer time Tigers for us until Cleveland proves they can actually do something here as well. So, Tigers money line first 5. Tigers money line for the game. Tigers over their team total, like all of those plays there. Next game up, 7:10 Eastern Time. Marlins and the Brouhahas down in Miami. Alcantara pitching against Priester here. Alcantara's been, I know he's trade bait, but who the hell wants to trade for a guy that, continually goes out and gives up, 3 or 4 runs every start? Not many teams out there. I mean, unless they just need an innings eater. Priester for the Brewers. We like the Brewers in this spot on the road. Give us the Brewers first 5 Brewers for the game. Also, the Brewers to score, 5 runs. So if you're 4.5 or 3.5 team total, smashing the over in that one as well. Next game up, 7:15 Eastern Time. Strider and the Braves hosting former Brave Charlie Morton and the Baltimore Orioles. So the Orioles just get swept by last 2 out of 3, to the Rangers. They did not look good in that series except for game 1 when they won like 10-7 in that one. Spencer Strider pitched pretty well. The last start did take a loss. He's starting to go a little bit deeper in innings, like what we see from Strider over the last few starts. The swing and miss stuff, he should strike out a bunch of Orioles here, I would assume, as well. And Charlie Morton hasn't pitched god-awful, but hasn't pitched well enough to have any confidence behind him so far. Let's give you all the plays out of this one. We like the Braves money line, minus 1.5, 2.5, 3.5 on the run line. Braves over 4.5. Team total, Braves minus a half a run. First 3, first 5, first 7 innings. Spencer Strider, 8+ strikeouts, 18+ outs. And Acuna and Matt Olson, 5 bets apiece. Home run, double, over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs, 2+ total bases, and 3+ total bases. Next game up, White Sox and the Rockies in the snoozer of the weekend. In Denver, Cincinnati versus Hauser. And the White Sox are a favorite on the road. Woo! That's how bad Cincinnati's been. It's just... Cincinnati is the league leader in giving up hits. Not runs, but hits. He gives up a ton. So if you can get him at 5.5 hits, I would recommend playing the over. 6.5, it gets a little bit more questionable, but when you look at pitcher props over 5.5 hits allowed, that is definitely go time on that one against Cincinnati. Hauser's not pitched that bad, right? So I'm going to leave this to the first 5 innings. We like the White Sox money line first 5, but that's where it stops for me in this game. To be really honest, even if you're the biggest degenerate out there, I don't know if you should really want to play in this one too much, right? Couple plays, but I don't get heavily invested in 2 horrible baseball teams in this one. There's too many other games on the board for the 4th. Next game up, 9:10 Eastern Time. So a little bit different starting time for the Dodgers at home. Capieris versus Lance McCullers. So Lance McCullers is so happy to not be starting at home, as he hasn't given up, I think he's given up no runs on the road and continually gets beat up at home since he's come back off the injury list. Astros, disappointing loss. When you lose a game in Colorado, it's like a birdie hole you bogey on, right? So in golf, you just can't do it, right? Because those are the games that you need to, you're going to have to win a game now against a tougher team that you shouldn't have won, when you're fighting for playoff spots and division titles and all that kind of fun stuff, that does come into play for sure. But that being said, total in this game at 9. Obviously, the Dodgers are favored here. The Astros ain't no joke. Like, they're not going to score a ton of runs, but they should be able to pitch here. And we're focused on the under on this particular game here. So Dodgers Stros under 3.5 runs the first 3, under 5.5 runs the first 5, 7.5 front 7, and then under 9.5 for the game. Dodgers under 5.5 team total. Astros under 4.5 team total. McCullers 5+ strikeouts, under 2.5 earned runs, and 16+ outs. Ohtani under 2.5 hits, runs, RBIs. Ohtani under 1.5 total bases. And Mookie Betts under 1.5 total bases in that one for us there. Next game up, 6:40. Normal start time here out in Phoenix. 9:40 Eastern time. Diamondbacks host the Royals. So the Royals, some juggernaut offense, put up 3 runs yesterday. They got Bubic on the mound. Eduardo Rodriguez going for the D-backs. Normally, we like to fade Eduardo as many times as we possibly can. We're not really going to play a side here, though, so we're not fading him. But I will say this. Bubic's been pretty solid. He should be able to shut down that D-backs offense, I think. And Kansas City will shut down its own offense, right? So we're looking at a total of 8.5 in this game. This is another opportunity, I think, to go under here. Royals D-backs under 2.5 first 3, under 4.5 first 5 innings, 6.5 first 7. Royals under 4.5 team total. D-backs under 4.5 team total. Bubic 5 Ks, 6 Ks, 7 Ks. Bubic 18+ outs. We'll also play Eduardo to go 18 outs because the Royals love to swing so early. It should keep that pitch count down. Witt under 2.5 hits, runs, RBIs. And Ketel Marte has been a little bit of a struggle here in the last week, under 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. Last game of the night, 10:06 Eastern time to wrap up July 4th baseball. Giants and the A's in Sacramento. Justin Verlander still hasn't won all season. I feel bad for Justin Verlander at this point, but he's the one that came back, I guess. He could have ended it last year. Still 0-5, ERA up there. JP Sears going for the A's. So the Giants probably better overall team. Okay, I guess you could say that. They can't seem to score. Total in this game is 10, which the totals in Sacramento have been pretty high, right? So, but it's the Giants' offense. Now, I know the Giants have had a couple games where they scored here against the D-backs as of late. I understand. I'm well with you. But we like the A's in this spot. Let's just be A's money line first 5 innings. A's money line for the game. If we were going to play the total, it would be under 10 here as well. I think 6-3, 6-2 game. I think the A's score some runs here, and the Giants go back to what they were doing before, which is scoring 2 to 3 runs max. I think they hit their couple of games where they put up some runs against the D-backs. All right, so we just went through a ton of bets. How do we get a chance to take a look at those bets? No problem at all. We've got them posted in multiple spots online, TikTok and YouTube channel pages, as well at the end of every episode on YouTube. It's a link to our Google Sheets, docs.google.com/spreadsheet, a bunch of other stuff behind it. Click on that link, go to the Baseball 2025 tab, then scroll all the way down to July 4th. You'll be able to see all of our bets, what juice we got those at, how many units we wagered, what book we placed them at as well. So check those out when you get some time. Do you like the content you're seeing here and want to see some more? All you have to do is hit follow or subscribe, depending on the social media platform you're watching us on. You'll show up in your follow subscriptions tab as well. Or make life simple for yourself. Turn on the notifications for that social media platform, and you will get a notification when we drop a new episode of bets like this one. Also, private Discord channel is available. It is $50 per month. As we told you, we are going up on July 1st. You can either find that link to get on the Discord at the end of every YouTube channel. We'll have that starting today, posted there. It's also in our bio on our TikTok channel as well. It's a WAP app to pay through there. It's $50 per month. You do get a lot of other stuff. You're going to get some pretty good stuff. Not only are you going to get all the picks early, you're going to get bonus picks like a bunch of Formula One this weekend, WNBAs. We're not putting shows out for those publicly, so you're going to get all those bonus picks. Not only that, there's over 200 members on the Discord that throw out plays they're doing all the time. So just besides myself, you're going to get a bunch of other options as well. Not only that, so if I have a losing month on my selection of bets, it is money back guaranteed on that 50 per month as well. We ain't had a losing month in a minute, but if it does, now this is not including what you go bet. This is just off of our bets and how many units we tell you to play and everything else like that. Like I said, if that does occur, it is money back guaranteed on that. It give you your Discord fee back. So, like I said, you can check that out end of every episode on YouTube or also on our TikTok channel page. We do appreciate everybody's support as always, and we look forward to seeing you on our next episode.